Breaking news, we found Dame to Cosita in Tokyo. So as some of you who follow the channel already know, we were in Tokyo last January. This January?
I don't know.
January that just happened. We were there before Pewdiepie. We got engaged before Pewdiepie in Tokyo. Totally jocking our style here.
Oh, I finally went to a cat cafe.
I'm not a
It was
fan.
amazing.
No, I
it
don't
was
like
so
cats.
fun. But they attacked me when I had the treats in my hand and literally like pulled it out of my hand.
Yeah, I hate cats. They're awful.
They were so cute.
I had the SNES Mini set up on the wall, so I was trying to play that, but this one cat kept like jumping in front of the TV. If you ever go to Japan, let me just tell you, in Ikebukuro, there's this place called Round One, and they have them around the US now, but there's this place that was upstairs, and it was automatic sushi, and it was $1. It was $1 per plate.
With the conveyor, it was really good.
Oh my God, that place was so good. We went to a couple of them, but the one
We went
above
like
Round
10
One.
times.
We're young, beautiful, and poor, so we had to figure out a way to like budget our money. $1 sushi, you know, we had a great time. All the normal things that people do when they go to Tokyo. But a little bit differently, we got an apartment. So when we went there, we were actually staying in our apartment with a couple of our buddies.
Or when we looked it up, it looked like very spacious. And we got there with 5 people and it was like a 1-bedroom room.
The woman wrote in her thing, she's like, yeah, I can fit 6 comfortably. And we're like, oh, this is great. And like she had all these pictures. It was like there was like 3 beds and they all had like these beautiful bed sheets and stuff, just like really, really nice. The room looked huge. She's like, oh, there's Wi-Fi, there's a TV, there's all this stuff. We get into the apartment and there's no TV. That's fine, whatever. We don't need a TV. There's one bed, and that one bed is against the wall, and it takes up the whole wall, and it is it took up the whole room. She's like, oh, there's a kitchen, you know, it's all fully like everything.
There was a kettle, one of those electric tea kettles.
Yeah.
And
the electric stove pot. The bathroom was like kind of outside of the room, which was really, really bizarre. It was freezing in there.
What is that, the foyer?
Yeah, if they had a foyer, it would be in that room.
And then our balcony was just like a little fence, and that was it. It faced another house. But then there was, what is it called? The upstairs bed?
Oh, the loft.
We slept in the loft, and we're sleeping up there, and for some reason the heat would be like excruciatingly, like painfully hot.
It was so hot. Another crazy thing about this apartment is she didn't give us access to a dumpster. So we're there for almost 2 weeks and our garbage is just totally piling up. Like we just have
But you have to separate it, like the 6 different things or whatever.
Exactly. Like if you got like a juice box carton and you wanted to drink that juice box carton, that's fine. But if you want to throw it away, you have to take the wrapper from the straw. That goes in garbage 1. Straw itself goes in garbage 2. The juice box itself goes in number 3. And not only that, you have to take the cardboard and you have to actually flatten it out before you throw it away. Their recycling is just so crazy over there. But at the same time, though, I loved our apartment. I thought it was really cool.
I would live there. It was like the cutest little place. Like if it was the 2 of us, I would love that.
A stone's throw away from the 7-Eleven and the train station. So we were around like a lot of like restaurants and things like that. We went with a vegan. my best friend who came as a vegan wanted to eat at this one restaurant, so he had looked it up and he's like, oh yeah, there's like this woman and there's like so many reviews from like Americans who say like her place is great, like we have to check it out. You know, I just came off of being a vegetarian for 16 years. Like I was eating meat now. I was like, I'm going to Tokyo, I'm gonna live it up. So we went to this place and we knock on the door of the establishment.
She opens the door and they're closed, but she saw we were Americans and she was like super excited. So then she let us inside and there are 5 chairs in a line. Like you're not sitting across from each other. There's 5 chairs in the restaurant. Yeah. And she just kind of like whipped something up and was like, oh, I'll just make it for you. And then
this place was like a hallway. Like we sat in a hallway of like some woman's house. It was so...
It was cool though. I liked it.
I mean, yeah, she was great. She was really nice.
She took you away though. Oh, she left us in the restaurant and just like brought him because we wanted to go to Mount Fuji. Right. And we're trying to get directions. So then we're talking to her about what we were planning to do. And she's like, oh, I could bring you to someone who knows how to get there. But then she like grabbed him and went out of the restaurant to a hotel. She took me
out of the restaurant. This woman took me out of the restaurant, left the rest of them inside. She's never met any of us before. And this woman is like holding my arm the whole time. This woman's like 4'5". She's like such a tiny woman. And she's holding my arm and walking me down the street. And people are staring at us like, what the hell is going on here? Brings me to a hotel that's like a couple minutes away. And we get into the hotel, and immediately she starts speaking Japanese to this woman who's like behind the counter. She's like, hey, does anybody here speak English? Because this young man doesn't speak any Japanese and he needs help. And I say to her, I was like, actually, I do speak Japanese and I can understand you just fine. This woman's like, all right, that's cool. Let's talk or whatever. And she starts giving me directions. She plots out this whole entire day for us. She's like, oh, if you go to Fuji, like this is where you go. This is what train you take. If you get there at this time, you can talk to these people. Like she's just basically plotting out like our trip. This woman is having like a blast talking to somebody. She's like, we have some people staying here at the hotel. They're
English speakers.
Yeah, some English speakers, but they haven't left in like days. Like they haven't done anything. So she hasn't been able to like speak to them or give them any kind of cool like directions and stuff, like whatever. Anyway, she's going on and on about like how these people like have not left. This is her favorite part of the job, is to tell, like, do trip advising stuff. I guess that's what she wanted to do as a career. I go back and I start telling them like what's going on and stuff like that. They're like, that's so weird. Like not only did this lady take you out, there's like people who aren't leaving their apartment and stuff. So we just go on. Just recently, I went onto this travel blog that I go to. They were talking about like travelers who go overseas to Japan and stuff like that, and like crimes that foreigners are committing and stuff. And like one of the things they were talking about is like how people put stickers everywhere, which we were seeing a lot of that. But I read this one post and it like really like struck me. I was like, oh my god, this group of European people were staying in Tokyo around the same time that we were, and they I guess they accidentally murdered their friend, and they ended up hauling themselves away in their hotel room for like days, didn't speak to anybody, didn't order food, didn't do anything, just stayed in their hotel room. They actually got caught because they threw away the person's passport. And like I said earlier, in Tokyo, when you throw something away, it has to go in the right garbage. When the hotel maids were like sifting through the garbage to like clean up for these people, even though they had just thrown it in the trash carelessly, someone found it and decided to reach out and find out what was going on. And it turned out this person was missing. And then after a few days, they found, these people confessed that they had murdered their friend. And like looking at the dates,
it was timestamped on my phone for the picture with the dumplings. It was the same day.
I'm not 100% certain that it was the same people, but like it all adds up. People who didn't want to leave their hotel and like they didn't want to speak to anybody. They did very secretive. That like chilled me to the bone. So I was telling all the people that I went to Tokyo with like that story, and they were like, yeah, it had to have been the same people.
A small area.
And like we had all joked about it. We were like, how could you stay in Tokyo for days and like not want to do anything while you're here? Like our whole group laughed about it the day that it happened. I almost murdered my friend Justin while we were there, but that's like a completely different story. My friend Justin, while we were there, he wanted to go to Shinjuku like every day. Shinjuku is like where you buy your anime figures, it's where you buy your video games, all kind of things like that. This dude ended up having to buy an extra suitcase because he bought so much hentai. So he bought like 4 figures, he bought like so many, we were calling them mom comics because he kept buying hentai. Like,
it was like incest.
He was buying like doujin stuff and it was all like moms and like sisters. And like we had to double up in a lot of the rooms. So it's like me and her on our like own futon like upstairs in the loft. And he's like right next to us, just like reading hentai. I'm like, dude, stop it. The night that we got engaged, we went back to our apartment and we go back into the loft. I'm like, Justin, you have to give us some time like to ourselves, like go sleep downstairs. And he's like, nah, man, no, like I'm fine up here, dude, it's fine. We did a ton of stuff while we were there, but the little things are the things that like really like hit home for us. Basically like going to Lawson's every day and just like living in Tokyo.
And and we like cooked a meal at our house. It was cute.
It wasn't my favorite meal, but it was great. I love the way you cook here. Here in the States. Yeah, so if you ever go to Tokyo, I will be your tour guide. Just buy me a ticket, buy my fiance a ticket, and we'll be there. We will totally take care of everything. I know the sweet spots. You want that hentai, I'll hook you up. You want that good food, I hook you up. Me? This is what they like. You gotta give them what they want, This is what they like.
I don't think anyone likes that.
I know you guys like hentai. If you like hentai, write in the comments below, I love hentai. We love hentai, the both of us. We love hentai.
Oh no.
Thank you guys so much for joining us on our first ever vlog. We really love having you guys be a part of our world and our life here while we go on this crazy journey through YouTube. What's so funny?
Our life here.
Our life here.
We should do a Q&A.
Our next vlog, we're gonna do some Q&A. So have some questions ready. So smash that like button if you like hentai. I love you guys so much and take care.